That's the plan. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I'm Issa, and I'm learning to convert this van all by myself while traveling out of it as much as possible.
I'm gonna get the ceiling done today, so I'm gonna put up boards, cut out holes for lights. Oh, I need to order those. But yeah, we're starting on the ceiling today. All right, I'm using this piece of board that was left over from when I did my subfloor. So this is 1/2-inch birch plywood. It is not Baltic birch, but it's, for me, what's available and affordable. So it basically does not have as many layers of plywood mixed with glue. So I've got like 4 versus 7, something like that. But this is from my floor piece that was super warped, and I cut out the most warped piece that I could. But I think it's going to serve me. It's annoying to get my line on. It was challenging to get this straight line when I did my measurement, but the warp should hopefully bend with the ceiling curvature. So this is going to go against the ribs of my van. I'm going to put this in with plus nuts, and then I'll secure my ceiling planks to this. I'm just going to use this as a template. The curve worked really nice. So I just need 2 of this size, but they're each 2 inches long, so I need 5 pieces total. So I measured out my board, and I marked on the wrong end. And then I realized I wanted to mark off where I had my biscuits, where I practiced those before, because this is my scrap board. So I put an X where I'm actually cutting, and just measured this, and it sits where I want it to in the van. I'm like, see this? I don't know if you can see. I don't really care. That's a little, I cut a little weird there. It's fine. So I'm going to use these holes that are already in the van, but these ones in particular are just a little too small. So I had to drill it out a touch, and then I put my beautiful paint on there. These holes will fit the 5/16. This I had to drill it a little to fit the 1/4-inch plus nuts. So I'm going to use one there, and then I'm going to use the hole that's already there, and then one over there for the 5/16. So 2 5/16 and a 1/4. I'll have 3 things in here. I'm just going to put my plus nut on here. This one I put the mandrel on for the 5/16. There. So this hole I was able to just like push the plus nut into it. So I'll thread this first, open it all the way, and then I bring it back just a little, because opening it from all the way makes it, it gives me just a little too much to try to push against. Got each of the plus nuts in, that's the brass color, and then I put the corresponding bolt in, and I'm going to put lipstick on that and then press the board to it. So that's where I'm going to drill. Drilled out my holes, and I made sure that they were going to fit where they belong. I countersunk one because I was like, oh, I should get the bolts to countersink in. That way the boards that lie flat against it will lie flat against it. But I realized that's not very smart, because my socket's not going to reach all the way in there. I'm not going to be able to use that as a countersink. So instead, I'm going to route out a little tiny hole behind the ceiling is my plan. I don't know, best laid plans, right? And then what I've also done is I added a layer of that 1/4-inch mini cell. I have so much left over, and I know wood against wood and wood against metal can really squeak, so I'm hoping to create a little barrier and also help prevent against squeak. And why not use it, right? And it's nice and padded and squishy. Maybe that'll provide a little bit of flex as we move. That's my thought. All right, well, there's my first supporting beam I'm pretty excited about. The mini cell ended up working. Looking at it now, I probably could have used another brace there, because if you see, it might be hard to see, kind of warps, but it warps flat. So the ceiling is curved, but that makes it flat. So that'll actually be nice for the boards, is my thought on that. And I had to, behind each of the bolts, I had to kind of carve away a little bit of the mini cell around it because I couldn't get it to compress in there. But it's pretty sturdy. It's really sturdy. And I'm pretty happy. I'm glad that my mini cell idea worked out. Well, in another day of van build, I have to redo things a different way. I've done a lot of research, but then when you research again and re-research and look at the things, I've been realizing things that I didn't realize existed or that I missed or kind of thought about wrong. So I'm gonna have to take the mini cell off of those boards. I found a flathead hex bolt thing, but I think I have to order it. Ace doesn't open till 9, but it's already getting hot by then, so I gotta skedaddle and do what I can do. So I'm gonna pre-wire and insulate the ceiling. I think I have a plan for that. I'm gonna route wires. I just realized though, it's hard to see, but my hair kind of matches the color of the wiring there. Okay, so we're gonna route wires through the ceiling, and by we, I mean Riker is sitting in the co-pilot chair. He just really loves that spot. Even though I gave him free range of the van, he likes the viewpoint. So I have to think of all my 12-volt needs. I think I have it figured out, but that's the plan. So according to Linnea of Linnea and Aquila, it's good to do like 3 feet of extra wire. So this one will make, let's just start with the lights. I feel like I just want to get that out of the way. So these are going to be the main lights. I can tell you right now, 100 feet is not going to be enough. Crazy. Okay, so the next light will go here. I need to think about this. I want to be able to turn off and on the bed lights, off and on these lights. I'll just switch there. Okay. So I'm just rethinking. I'm actually going to have a switch to switch the bedroom lights and the main lights. I'm going to have 2 different banks. 3 actually, because then I'll have under the cabinet lights. I got to think this through. Okay, I decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 3 banks of lights. I'm going to have 3 in my main compartment, 3 in the bedroom compartment, and 2 in the overhead cabinet. So now I've mapped out what I want to do for my bedroom lights. And so now I'm just going to wire them up in the areas that they're going to go. I'm flipping it with the wire has a natural curve to it. So it kind of curves down this way. So at first I have the curve up to get it into the spot, and then so first I keep it with the curve down to kind of get it under the insulation, and then I flip it around so it could come back out and hold on to the insulation, if that makes sense. Wow. I think I have carpal tunnels, and this killed. I took out the boards because I'm reconfiguring that. So this is what we're looking like so far. I've basically, it's hard to see, but I've brought in more wires. It's messier back there. But I'm out of wire, so I have to get more for that. But what I would like to do is I can at least measure out the large thermal brake that I'm gonna need. And that comes in a 4-foot long by 25-foot long sheet, and my van can take a lot more than 4 feet. So I'm just gonna play with that next. And this is as far as I got on the project while waiting for more wires and different screws to arrive. So after this, I started another project. So I'll see you there. Well, I thought I was recording that whole time. Ooh, those biceps is cooking.
First bit of the ceiling is up.
Skedaddle? Yeah, I guess I'll do 3 feet too. Worked for her, it'll work for me. This one's not cooperating. Oh my goodness, why are you being such a piston? There's a bump in here. Anyway, you get the point.